let's get right to it then, man. You actually had to go sit down. And again, when I speak on like 2016, I want to speak on kind of what led you to you even get your charges. And, you got multiple different charges in this situation that led you to finally sit down. What was the first situation that took place?
The first situation that took place was a situation with me and the mother of my kids 6 months prior to that November of 2016. I actually went to jail like in November for something that happened in like June or something, like May or June or something like that. And it was an assault. Me and her had got into it, at her mom's house, and, her mom called the police, It was an ugly situation, I can't even, cap on that, but so after that, I bonded out. Man, that was just a wild situation because, they let her drive off in my car, man, but tell me that I can't be around her or my daughter after that first incident after I go to jail, for that misdemeanor. It was, family violence. It
was let her drive off in your car.
Let her drive off in my car, man, and put a emergency protective order out on me, man. It's called the EPO, emergency protective order out on me. And
can I ask you, if you don't mind being honest, what was it about that situation you feel they saw that, you were not there, like you were the aggressor in that situation? What happened for them to look at you in such a way like, all right, here's the emergency protective order. You could take the car, just get out of here.
Did she? Maybe because my daughter was involved, I believe.
Your mother's gonna win that.
And then I didn't see that they had like any proof of evidence. So obviously, either her or her mom either sent the detective pictures of, her lip, not busted lip, Yeah.
So you go to jail during that time?
No.
Okay, so.
No, I actually left, man. I left and went home that day and called her. We ended up stopped talking for a little bit, like a month or two, and man, ended up start back talking, and 2 months later, 2.5 months later, 3 months later, I go to jail, for it, So yeah, I was pretty messed up about that. Then I actually bond out of that, man. Go to jail 2 weeks later, man, with 2 aggravated assaults with a deadly weapon and assault, for shooting my sister in the head and hitting her over the head with a gun, as they say, And then they say I put my hands on my mom, but that was dropped because, she, she like, I wasn't aggressive to really no one but the mother of my kids, and I wasn't even aggressive even then to her, outside of just trying to push her away from me. So I'm gonna get off into that, that was like December 13th, man. Mind you, I got the emergency protective order out on me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not supposed to be around her, but me and her talking, So we on good terms, I guess, But I'm hot. I'm pissed off because I just went to jail. I had to bond out of jail, and I got an emergency. I can't be around y'all, so now I got to figure out how to get out of this situation. And you just, thinking everything cool and okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, ran me hot, you know what I'm saying? But she was just like, I want to come over and we can talk and this and that. And I'm like, nah, I don't think that's a good idea right now.
How old are you at this time?
25 at that time.
Yeah, that's nice. And your mind is right. I don't think it's a good idea, but
yeah, man. And so I ain't really want to answer that question. So I went there to my old lady. You know what I mean? I just asked her like, Ma, you think it's okay, or do you think it's a good idea for Bianca to come over? And she was like, Dominique, that's up to you. You know what I'm saying? And so from there, you know, I was like, yeah, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? So I called her, told her she can go and come over. Man, that was the worst thing I could have said because I'm already knowing I'm hot. I'm knowing I'm pissed off already, you know what I'm saying? I just spent dry money and still got, you know what I'm saying, stuff I'm paying off, you know.
Facts.
So, man, so she came over and, you know, everything was good, you know what I mean? So she took the baby in the house, you know what I'm saying? Took my daughter in the house and we out there talking, you know, about 30 minutes into our conversation. My mama come out there, you know what I'm saying? I guess she looking at me and she seeing that, you know, I'm making hand gestures, you know what I mean? I usually talk with my hands and stuff, but, you know, she's saying that I'm kind of yelling a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say she's seeing it because our windows rolled up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we was listening to music before it. But she pretty much just said, you know, sure, I don't want y'all out here arguing. If y'all gonna argue, you know what I'm saying? Sure, y'all don't need to be arguing, period, you know what I mean? But definitely not out here in front of my house. And so I'm like, man, that's understandable, you know what I'm saying? She walked in the house for a minute, came back outside to the car, man. And so at this time, man, we still kind of going at it. But that first incident made it worse, you know what I'm saying, with my mama coming to the car, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It made it 10 times worse because now she just, like, fuck it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm finna get my baby and go home. And I'm like, cool. You know what I mean? So you came over here to drop off my baby and let me see my baby. I'm not finna just let you take her, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, you need to do whatever you gotta do, you know what I'm saying? Call laws, do what you gotta do, you know what I'm saying? But I'm finna spend some time with her, you know what I'm saying? That was a bonehead decision of me, man, because it ended up turning out, you know what I'm saying? I grabbed my baby from my sister and shit, everything went down here from there, you know what I'm saying? She got to trying to grab her, you know what I'm saying? I'm like telling her, man, you get the hell out of me. Mind you, I had a gun on me on my right side. You know what I mean? I always in them days, man, from at least about 13 or 14, as long as I was out here in Texas, I always kept something, you know what I'm saying, on me.
Yeah.
But shit, man. She kept trying to grab her, man. I'm telling her, like, you know what I'm saying, you gonna make this gun fall and stuff like that. And she was like, man, I don't care, just give me my baby so I can go. Now my mama in the middle of us trying to separate us because we're in the house, you know what I'm saying? Man, the situation get sort of de-escalated or something. Like my mama take her like outside or something like this, and I just got my baby in there and she crying. I'm just like, damn, I can't get her to stop crying. I'm standing up, walking around the room, you know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking like, damn, do I really want them to call law type of shit? You know what I'm saying? I'm not really trying to deal with that shit. And I'm thinking, I got an emergency protective order out on me. So just like, man, honestly, just, man, I'm finna go and give her up. And that's what I did, you know what I'm saying? But as I'm giving her up, my sister went past me and my mama, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, I ain't pay no attention to it. I ain't get it, you know what I'm saying? I went in my room, man, grabbed my smokes and stuff, man, and shit. I'm about to leave. And my sister holding the door open for me, man, telling me get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? She waving a gun and shit, telling me, get the fuck out. We got guns too and this and this. I'm like, damn. Like, where that come from? Like, mind you, I stopped, like, down the hall, like, seeing her, and I'm just like, I was kind of fucked up, but I ain't know that I want to go through the door, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I'm already knowing I'm fucked up by this, like, I don't really know what to do. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, Dominique, why even, you know what I mean, shoot, do it? Because I'm thinking something stupid, you know what I mean? I'm ready to kind of just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's at
act
the
a fool, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what's this for now? Like, now I'm looking at the gun too. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, fuck it. I just said, fuck it. I got to walking out that door, man, and she ran off at the mouth. Yeah, we got guns too. Yeah, this and this and this and that. I'm just like, okay. Like, I ain't tripping. But when I got to the point and I'm getting past her, man, she did something like waved that mud man right above my head, and I grabbed it, like pinned her arm up, and I hit her ass. I mean, man, I look back, I see my mama drop my baby, and man, it was ugly after that. You know, that's.
Did you know at the time? Did you know the gun went off? Did you try to render aid? Were you still in the mindset doing that?
That didn't cause her to get shot.
Okay, yeah.
You know, at the time I grabbed it and punched her, you know what I'm saying? I seen my mama, you know what I mean, come over there, you know what I mean, to, I guess, break it up. So she grabbed us both and shit, man. We go to the ground, you know what I'm saying? I got my sister on top of me and my mama on top of her, you know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty much at the bottom, but her gun above my head back here, I'm just like, I'm not finna let her grab this motherfucker. So I'm holding her head down. She down here biting the shit out of me. I'm like, Mom, get this motherfucker off me. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling her that, you know what I mean, in that language, because like I'm down there about to scream. Like, but yeah, man, shit, that right there was, you know, that right there was just, you know, that was the bad part, because when she got to bite me and shit, and I couldn't get off me, shit, I'm telling myself, like, it's like a light bulb went off, like, shit, nigga, you got a gun right here. Like, so I grabbed that motherfucker and hit her across the head with it. She went rampage, and went back down and bit harder. Man, that second swing, I hit her with that motherfucker, boo. See, you know what I'm saying? At that point, I just dropped. I lay back and I'm just like, man.
Yeah, she survived that, correct?
Yeah, she survived.
The aftermath of that moment right there, do you recall it as far as what happened right after that, as far as everything that took place?
Most definitely.
What emotions were you going through at that time? Because everything's hiding right now. Like, again, you were already kind of like, you know, you was already on a level.
Most definitely.
This took it to another level. What was your emotions at the time? What were you going through? What were you kind of contemplating?
Man, it's fucked up, but man, you know, I guess, the accountability thing at a young age kind of kicked in at that point, and I'm just like, I ain't want to go to jail for none of this shit. That's instantly what I thought. Like, so first thing in my head is like, I gotta kill everybody. You know, but then I like just laying my head back a little more, and I'm looking at my daughter. And then I'm like, nah. I hurry up and get the thought out of my head, like, and then I'm like, that's my mama, like, nah. I'm like, nah, I can't do this, you know what I mean? So, shit, man, I get up, go get the phone, you know what I'm saying, for my baby mama and tell her, you know what I mean, she'll call the ambulance, you know what I mean, for
with that situation happening, is that what landed you, that got you sentenced, or is that
that's what got me,
aggravated?
The 2 ag assaults, pretty much, you know. One for shooting her and the other one for supposedly hitting my baby mom over the head with it.
You fought that, and did you go to trial for that?
Did not go to trial, man.
Took the plea.
Crazy thing about it, you know, I was gonna fight it though, you know. Man, I was fighting for almost 2 years.
What state was this in?
This was here.
Okay.
This was here, Tarrant County, you know. Man, I was gonna fight it, you know, the whole way. I did up until the time they came down, you know. You know what I mean? I was on rocket trial or something like that. So, you know, I was maybe a court appearance away from going to trial. You know, had already supposed to been picked out the juries and stuff. So, you know, the only thing that I guess stopped it was, you know, the fact of, you know, some of the evidence that presented itself at that time. And I don't really know what was being done while I was locked up, you know. I don't know if my sister felt different heart towards things. I know she was pissed off though early on and stuff, you know, that for at least that first year or two. And even like, that's what I'm saying. So I don't really know how I get dropped or why they really come down. I just know, shoot, it had to be God in that instance, you know. You know, shoot, my granny had told me, I mean, a year before I took probation, that I was gonna get 5 years probation. And shit, man, they offered me 10 years TDC for almost a year and 9 months, something like that.
Yeah. You said your grandma told you that.
So I was gonna get 5 years, man. I was going over to my grandma's house talking to her a lot, man. I was talking to her about everything. Yeah. You know, the mother of my kid situation, you know, the way I feel like, you know, the family dynamics and stuff. I was talking to my granny about a lot, but that actually helped at times, but it didn't actually make me do better until I realized, you know, that she wasn't gonna really be here no more. That messed me up.